You have heard tales told of a powerful kind of magic that can take your life without leaving a single mark upon your strongest armor. A magic that kills from within. True damage, wielded by powerful foes such as Tina, Venoxia, Tesla, and Queen Beatrix. These names are spoken with fear, and fear them you should, for they want your life, and they aim straight for your heart. But what is this true damage? Hi, Genki Call here, and I have this answer for you and more, including how you find these troops that do true damage. So let's get started. We will start with Queen Beetrix, and she is a perfect example of an incredibly strong troop that does true damage. So, she does true scatter damage. That means she's going to hit your entire team, different amounts to each one of her foes. What it means by true damage is that it's going to ignore your armor, just as I said. And let's get into a team here so I can give you, actually, let's get into a fight. And that will be a better way for me to show you this. I'm not using true damage here. This is just for an example. Loading. So my foes here have a total of about 70 total damage that needs to be done to them in order to kill them each, because it's always going to hit their armor first and then go for their life. Once their life is gone, you have defeated them. But there are ways to get around their armor and never touch it, and that is what true damage is all about. True damage spells go past the armor and you will kill them with their armor intact. So obviously, I didn't do that just now. I actually did the full damage to each of those. But let's pull up a troop again so that I can show you. Here we go. Yeah, I'll just do it from here since it's lagging. Laggy. Edit teams. All right. I also mentioned Tina. Good, she does show up that way. All right. So she also does true damage. She's going to ignore their armor, go straight for their life, and kill them without having to worry about their armor. And generally speaking, I like to mix up my true damage, or make my true damage teams that only use true damage, because what's the point of doing twice the damage when you don't have to? Use all true damage. It's like you're getting double, you're hitting them with twice the amount it says. So we've got 41 to 82 true damage on this showing. Let's just say that's actually 82 at the lowest that it's going to do, because it's ignoring their armor. And if you put it in here with something that does damage to their armor, I mean, it's kind of wasted. Let's just do an all true damage team, and that will suffice. So let me copy that so I can get back to it. Let me show you one of my favorite teams, and Life and Death, which is over here. Life and Death. Now, Life and Death, if you look at this doesn't say true damage on it anywhere. But stealing life is the same as true damage, because you are not damaging their armor. You are taking away their life directly, and it's adding onto yours. So when you are searching for troops to do true damage, then you may not just have to look for true damage. And I'll get back to how to find these troops in a moment. Let me finish putting this team together. Arachnaean Weaver, and we leave the Leprechaun. So I'm not going to bother putting a class and all that on here. I just want to show you Life and Death steals life. That's taking it straight away from their life. It is true damage, even though it doesn't say it. Queen Beetrix, we already went over. She does scatter damage, never touching their armor. Arachnaean Weaver only does true damage and explodes gems, which will damage the armor of the first enemy, but it's not very much. And Leprechaun is here for mana generation. Love this team. It's a fantastic team. Yes, I know I'm using a minus green banner, which is bad for this team. I'm just trying to give an example here and show you how this true damage works, in case you don't already know. Alright, so Beatrix is going to. This guy's already lost their armor because of some skulls, but none of this is going to be touched. This, as in this armor. So we can kill these guys without. And they're still going to have. Look how low. They're all going to be. These two are going to be dead. Because they only had 3 life left. Here we go with life and death. Stealing their life, leaving their armor intact. That's what it's all about, is just leaving that armor intact. And it is an incredibly efficient way to take out your enemies. I love true damage. I love this particular team. You know what? I'll go ahead and finish off making this team, and I will post it in the description for you below, so that you can take advantage of that if you want. If you don't have life and death, use Mountain Crusher to help you get mana. All right. So as far as finding troops that do true damage, the easy way to do it is to just type in true, and everything that does true damage will show up. You can also troop types, no, spell effect, down at the bottom here, true damage, and they'll show up this way. All of these do true damage. This guy does true damage. He sure does. I haven't had him very long. But there are a lot of things that do true damage that you may not even realize do true damage. Merilith is a fantastic mana generator. She doesn't do a lot of true damage, but she's getting you tons of mana for your team, which is excellent. And she does a little bit, so if they're close to being dead, and especially if she loops, you'll be able to do that. But even low rarity troops, these are bounty troops that both do. No, does this one do true damage? Yes, of course it does. These two are bounty troops that do true damage, which is why I tend to use them in bounty. And also, let's take that off of there. Can't see the scroll. There we go. Also do a search for steal. As I mentioned, the ones that do true damage in the form of life steal aren't going to show up under a search for true damage. Draculus is excellent as far as that goes. He steals life from all enemies. You stick him in a delve environment, and he's still stealing over 50 life from all enemies, with the proper boosts from your horde and kingdoms. But stealing life is the same as true damage. So basically, that is it in a nutshell. Now, there is another type of true damage, and that is Devour. So Devour, just take Amarok here for an example. It does damage, and that does damage to their armor, but there's a chance to devour. And if he devours, all of their stats get added to his. Not their magic, but everything else. He will take on their attack, their armor, and their life. So in a way, it's true damage because, it's ignoring their armor and it's just chomping them. It's not exactly the same, but in a manner of speaking, it is. Same with High King Irongut, a little bit of damage to their armor if they have any, but if he devours them, it's kind of like doing true damage because they are dead. You could say the same thing for troops like Zul'Goth that instantly kill, but and another good example. Okay. Another good example of something that's true damage that is not really true damage, but it is something like, oh my goodness, who was it? Megavore. Because when Megavore casts his spell, he's taking all armor from all enemies. So if you're stripping off their armor before you hit them, it's kind of like doing true damage because you have taken away, if you're high in a delve, level 500, and you've taken off 500 armor, it's huge. And because you're going straight for their life, another good example is something like the Mang or Earth Fury or Rope Dart, where you're eliminating all armor and then doing damage. You're hitting their life directly. It's only that the difference is that everyone will now be able to hit them and do true damage, hitting that life. So anyway, that is what I have for you. I hope that this was understandable and that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.